In the midst of our shock and sorrow, our community is expressing its gratitude after the sudden passing of Junior Bridgman today. The former Louisville Cardinal turned successful businessman and philanthropist suffered a medical emergency while speaking at a luncheon for the Boy Scouts Lincoln Heritage Council at the Galt House. WLKY Sports Director Kent Taylor was interviewing Junior Bridgman as part of the event when he paused and said he thought he was having a heart attack and collapsed. People immediately jumped in to help the 71-year-old, and he was taken away in an ambulance, but he died at the hospital. Tonight, we take a look at Junior's life and legacy.
Junior Bridgman transcended the game of basketball, transitioning his hard work on the court, off the court, to become an incredibly successful businessman. Bridgman was beloved in Louisville. He played for the Cards under Coach Denny Crum in the 70s, leading the Cardinals to the Final Four appearance in 1975 during his senior season. Junior Bridgman was drafted to the NBA, where he played for 12 years, the majority with the Milwaukee Bucks. In 2024, he bought a 10% stake in the team.
You know, when you played here and you became a part of the Bucks organization, even when you left, you never felt like you were not a part of the organization. So when this opportunity presented itself, it just seemed like a natural thing for me.
Junior Bridgman's entrepreneurial endeavors started years before when he retired from the NBA. He built a fast food empire, starting with Wendy's, before eventually amassing hundreds of restaurants across the country. He also became a Coca-Cola bottling distributor and bought Ebony and Jet magazines. Bridgman was also part of a group of local businessmen who bought Valhalla in 2022. He spoke about his commitment to the community in an interview with WLKY ahead of the 2024 PGA Championship at Valhalla.
We were committed to the community, and Valhalla was something that we felt not only was a big part of the community, but something that could be and should be in the golf world, one of the top courses in America.
Bridgman's legacy will also live through his family. His wife Doris, who was his college sweetheart, and his children Justin and Ryan and Eden, who have followed him into the family business. The Bridgman family hosts the annual Trifecta Gala in Louisville each year on the eve of the Kentucky Derby.
The Derby allows you the opportunity to do something special in the city of Louisville. It allows you to showcase the city and at the same time to raise money for worthy causes.
And giving back was always a priority, oftentimes done out of the limelight to keep the focus on those who needed it most. Junior Bridgman had an unwavering commitment to the University of Louisville, its fans, and the community who loved him. Junior Bridgman never forgot his roots in Louisville, and the city of Louisville will never forget Junior Bridgman.
He was one classy individual. Now, as you would expect, reaction is pouring in to Junior Bridgman's passing. U of L Athletics Director Josh Hurd said Junior used his immense talents and successes in both business and sport to ensure that his life had a positive impact. He cared deeply about making the world a better place for all of us. His life is woven into the fabric of the University of Louisville's history and story, and a player, as a leader, and as a generous supporter of Louisville athletics and the university. Mayor Greenberg said that he was an All-American at U of L, an NBA All-Star, and a self-made billionaire, yet I will most remember Junior Bridgman for his quiet, impactful assistance to others in need, his love for Doris and his entire family, and his never-ending support for our community. Junior made us all better people and Louisville a better city. Junior Bridgman also served on the board of directors for Churchill Downs. CEO Bill Kardashian said that his kindness and humility mask a life of extraordinary accomplishment and profound impact that extends far beyond our organization. He has indelibly shaped the fabric of Louisville, inspiring countless individuals with his sage leadership and generosity.